name's Eileen. I'm one of the Thomas Crane librarians, and I'm here today with Carrie, our teen librarian. She's going to be talking with us about the Teen Summer Reading Program that's going to be happening shortly. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Eileen. How are you?
Good, good. Glad you could join us.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how Teen Summer Reading is going to work this year with all the things that are happening in the world?
Yes, so our Teen Summer Reading Program, like in years past, is what we call a reading incentive-based program. That means that you read books and log them on our software, and you attend activities, and you earn raffle tickets for each of those things that can go towards our summer reading prizes that we'll be giving away at the end of summer. And so there's two ways that you can earn raffle tickets. The first way is by reading and completing squares on our bingo card. We've traditionally had a 16 square bingo card in the past that we've asked you to read books and review. This year we've expanded it to 25 and done away with the reviews. So all we're going to do is ask that when you log your book, you give us one thing in the activity track that you liked or did not like about the book, and that's all you have to do to earn a raffle ticket. And the bingo squares can be anything from read a book with a male main character, to a fantasy book, to a book recommended to you by a librarian. So you have a lot of flexibility in the books that you can choose. You just have to find a way to justify it being in that square, and you're good to go. And the second way that you can earn raffle tickets, we are going to be doing some online programs this summer. With everything going on, we won't be able to do in-person programs, but we will be doing a number of programs online. We'll be having some digital escape rooms. We are going to be doing some Kahoot challenges and trivia nights as well. In addition to that, we're going to have some activities for you to kind of complete and do on your own, at home or outside in your neighborhood. So those are the two basic ways that you can earn tickets for this summer reading.
Okay. So have you decided on some dates yet, or is it still in planning?
Yep, so we're going to be kicking off on July 1st. That's when you can officially begin to start logging your books. And then the program will wrap up on August 28th, and that's when we will be doing the drawings, the digital drawings for the raffle tickets for the summer reading prizes this summer. And registration will begin about the middle of June. So you'll have a couple weeks ahead of time from when you register to when the program actually starts.
And so we're using Beanstack again this year, so some people might be familiar with that and the digital tickets that you guys are going to be doing?
Yes, so we've used Beanstack for the last few years for our summer reading program. So if you have an account from years past, it'll work again this year. And last year was the first year that we were able to do digital raffle tickets. In years past, we've always had physical ones. But this year, with everything going on, we're going to really take advantage of those digital tickets. And the way it works is that whenever you create or check off that you've done something on the activity track, you will earn raffle ticket for that. So you'll be assigned a raffle ticket, and then you will be able to take that raffle ticket in your account and enter it into the raffle baskets that we're going to be giving away at the end of the summer.
And so just a clarification about how you're using the bingo cards. You can't really use one book for two squares. Is that right?
That is correct. So for example, if I recommend to you a fantasy book, you can't use that same book for both the recommended by a librarian and the fantasy square. You have to use two separate books.
Okay, good to know. So and where can they find out where your online programs are going to be?
So they can find them on our website. They can also find them on our teen Instagram page. The handle for that is teens@TCPL. That has all of the most up-to-date information on our programs. It has all of the links to the online events the day of the event as well. But that link will also be in our calendar of events that you can find on our webpage.
Okay. Well, good. So sounds like you might have a recommendation or two for us. Can you get us started on that?
Sure. So the first book that I'm going to recommend today is a great middle grade book. It is a story called Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky, and it is written by Kwame Mbalia. He is writing and publishing under the Rick Riordan Disney Presents imprint. So if you're familiar with Rick Riordan and you have read any of his Percy Jackson books or his Magnus Chase books, what you'll notice is that these books are adventure quest books. They're all very similar. Tristan kind of falls right into that same sort of genre. The book is about a young boy named Tristan Strong who loses his best friend, Eddie, in a bus accident, and he has to be shipped off to his family, his grandparents' farm down in Alabama. And he's not handling it very well. And it's late at night, and these mythical creatures kind of break into his room and steal Eddie's journal. And he goes off on a chase. They get into a fight, and in the midst of this fight, he manages to punch a hole into the sky, and it releases all of these sort of mythical creatures. What I really liked about this book is that we are, at this point, pretty familiar with Greek mythology and Roman mythology and even some Egyptian mythology. Kwame Mbalia is from West Africa, and so all of the mythology in Tristan Strong is actually West African mythology. So we're being exposed to this whole new universe of characters and gods. It's fast-paced. It's an adventure story. There's quests, friendships, some humor in there. It's a great read, and it's the first in a series. So if you like it, there is much more after this that's coming. So,
ooh, well, that sounds really exciting, and I'd like to read that myself, actually. So I have one as well. It is a fantasy book, probably much like your pick, and it's called Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. It is a book that's a little bit like for more mature readers, but it's probably one of the best fantasy books I've ever read, and I've read a lot of fantasy books. It's about an orphan and a librarian named Laszlo Strange, and he has a lot of dreams about this mythical city named Weep, and a lot of people don't believe that it exists. He believes that it's out there somewhere, so he decides to leave his comfortable little job in the library to go and find Weep and the gods who supposedly have lived there. So it's very exciting. There's a little romance. There's a great villain who's like a child. I don't want to spoil too much, but it is very fascinating. And one thing I really like about it is that Laini's writing style, it goes so quickly. There's no lag or anything. I inhaled this book, which is kind of a bigger book, so don't be afraid of that. But I inhaled this book within a few days. There's a huge cliffhanger at the end that you're not going to believe. But it's full of adventure, a great magic world, and definitely check it out. It's part of a duology. She wrote Muse of Nightmares that came out last year, and they're both on Libby, ebook and audiobook. So definitely check both of them out. You can just go right into Muse of Nightmares, which also really wraps it up really well. Definitely highly recommended. And you have another one, Carrie, for us?
Yeah, I have a one more. I'm actually currently listening to the new Suzanne Collins book, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So if you were a fan of the Hunger Games, if you really love the world that she built there, this is President Snow's origin story. So this is the story that really delves into how Cornelius Snow became who he was in the Hunger Games. He is from the Capitol, and he is going to be a mentor towards one of the tributes in that year's Hunger Games. This brings us right back into that world that we love. We get to see a whole new cast of tributes. He is going to be mentoring someone from District 12. So you do get a nice, strong female lead that we saw with Katniss Everdeen. And we get to see some characters from the series that we had seen in previous books. We do get to see Tigris and her connection with Cornelius. I'm not going to tell you too much about the story, but it is available to listen right now on Hoopla, and it is available as an ebook in Overdrive. I do know there are holds on it, so if you want to get your hot little hands on it now, I would recommend taking it for a listen on Hoopla.
Well, yeah, that's definitely one that's going to be very popular in the coming weeks, I'm sure.
Yes.
So thank you, Carrie, for joining us. There's a number of ways that you guys can reach us, ask questions, get recommendations. Join us at thomascranelibrary.org. You could call us at 617-376-1102. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and especially the teen Instagram. Can you give us that handle one more time, Carrie?
Yeah, sure. It is teens at TCPL.
Okay, so that's where you're going to find the most stuff that you can.
Yes.
While and thank you, Carrie.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.